to you about my RID coaching model. I want you to take you on the journey of my model with me. But before I do that, let me take a minute to just tell you a little bit about myself and my background. So I'm Mira, and I'm a qualified accountant and also a career coach. I've worked in financial services for many, many years, and I've worked in large corporates ranging from HSBC to Goldman Sachs, and I now do career coaching as a full-time job. I'm an ICF certified coach, which is from the International Coaching Federation, and I've helped many, many clients over the last few years. So like I said, I specialize in career coaching, and I've helped a large variety of clients ranging from graduates to mid-career professionals to small business owners to entrepreneurs. So welcome everybody. So let me tell you about my RID model. My RID model is a proven three-stage model. The first stage is reflect, the second one is imagine, and the third one is do. It's a combination of both inner and outer strategies. In all my work with my clients, I always ensure that I bring in your inner self, and this really is your inner feeling, your inner self. And some of you may relate it as your core essence, your personality, your spark. And this inner feeling generally is the thing that wants a voice, and it wants to be seen and heard and acknowledged. That's the main thing this inner thing wants, and I always make sure I bring it into all my work. So over the last few years, I've seen this model really, really help many, many clients. It's helped them grow into the next phase of their lives and of course their careers as well. And I'd like to do the same for you when you're ready. So the three-stage model, the first stage reflect is all about inner strategies. The second one, imagine, is a mixture of inner and outer strategies. And the third stage, do, is all about external strategies. I'm going to cover all three very briefly, and then I'll go into a little more detail about the first one, which is the reflect. So the first stage, reflect. This is really about checking how high your self-esteem and your confidence are right now. Before I embark on any coaching journey with you, I would make sure that your self-esteem and your confidence are high. And this is really, really important, because when this is high, you will feel really invincible, you will think big, and you will think the world is your oyster and you can achieve anything. And it is from this place that I would want you to set your goals. So a good tip at this point is to find someone who inspires you, who that you can draw and emulate some inspiration from. So personally, I use Richard Branson. I love Richard Branson because of his limitless thinking and his constant visions. I had a client who said to me she loved Katie Price, and I know most of you will probably be laughing at this point. I laughed when she told me this as well. And when I asked her why she liked Katie Price, she said because Katie doesn't care what anyone thinks, and she does and speaks exactly her mind. And when I thought of that, I thought that's really true, and that's obviously what that client was missing from her life. I had another client who said he loved Michael Jordan, and that was because of his winning spirit and his actual optimism to believe he will always win. So I would urge you to find someone who inspires you and have the traits you want. So once your self-esteem is high and you're in a good place, I would move you to the second step, which is imagine. The imagine is a mixture of inner and outer. It's something that comes from within you and your inner self, but it's all about goal setting. It's using this inner feeling to go out and set achievable goals in the external world and manifest them. So when you have high self-esteem, of course your goals are going to be big because you're thinking big. And it's going to be my job to ensure that your goals are stretching and challenging, but at the same time being realistic and achievable. And I always think of this as having an elastic band. So if you imagine you have an elastic band, you stretch an elastic band, it goes back. You stretch an elastic band, it goes back. So imagine that's your comfort zone, you stretch it. And what happens to most people, as soon as you hit your fears, or as soon as you get some blocks or some challenges, most people quickly go back into their comfort zone and you don't stretch it. It's my job to ensure you keep stretching that comfort zone so much. What happens to an elastic band when you stretch it so much? Snaps, right? And then there is no going back to what you had before. So it's my job to prepare you for your fears and challenges and stretch you so far that you do not go back to your comfort zone. And that's really exciting when you've stretched your comfort zone and you operate from that place. A good example of a person who did this for me is always Obama. I love Obama because of his determination, his winning spirit, his high self-esteem, his confidence. And his goal of becoming the president of the US was so big. And if you look at his background, he comes from an ethnic minority, he didn't come from any of those schools, or he didn't grow up in any of those presidential candidate backgrounds that most people have had before. And yet that did not stop him from achieving his vision. He set it, he believed he could do it, and he went out and he got it. So how do you know that you've set the right goal? It's because it excites you, it makes you want to jump out of bed every morning and to go out and achieve it. When you feel like that, then we know we've set you the right goal. So once we've set the right goal, we can move to step 3. And step 3 is all about externally going out and achieving that goal. So we've set this big goal, we're excited, right, let's go out and get it. Now it's all external, we don't need to think anymore. We're in a good place, that goal is ours, let's go and grab it. I work with you step by step, day by day, to make sure we have small steps to achieve your goals. And what then happens, I find, is that you naturally go and work at a fast pace. We evaluate every week your progress and make sure you're on the right track. And how do you know then this step 3 is working? The answer is really simple. It's when you actually achieve your goals. When you achieve them, then you know you've set the right goal and you've achieved it, and that's your tangible and measurable success. And we live in a world where we really need some tangible and measurable success, so this is where you will get it. So a good example of this is a client I had. He came to me, he was a bit stuck, he was a bit bored, he was a bit frustrated at work, and he was looking for a promotion. So we worked on getting his spark back and getting his self-esteem back. And then he realized he was actually ready to step up 2 roles and get a director role. So I helped him with his job applications. Through that he got 4 interviews, and I prepared him for the interviews and presentations and really helped him. And at the end of that, he had 2 job offers for director roles, which when we started he didn't even believe he could go for. What better outcome than having 2 job offers? The choice was his. What a great position to be in. So I'm going to go back and talk a little bit more about the reflect in detail, as I said I would. So let me take a minute to ask you, in your own heads, how high do you think your self-esteem is? 1 to 10, just rate it. Right, whenever I ask this question, I am yet to come across anyone who scores 10. Most people are way below 10 and a few will be over 5. Most people are pretty low when I ask this question. So I have a lot of tools in my toolbox that would help you increase your self-esteem. And before we embark on the full coaching journey, we would get your self-esteem to a much higher number, and that's part of the journey in itself. Another client of mine came to me. She was feeling really stuck at work. She had normally had very high self-esteem, but she had suffered a few knockbacks, and as a result of that, her self-esteem was low. All she was looking for at work was a transfer to another department. When we got her self-esteem back up, she managed to get a promotion at work. She managed to move to a 4-day week, and this is the best part. She converted her photography hobby into paid work. What a way to get a spark. I mean, she was loving it all the way. So how do you know when your self-esteem is high? How do you know when you're in a good place? It's because your eyes sparkle, and there's that sparkle that you just cannot fake. Your eyes will sparkle when your self-esteem high. I have clients who tell me they feel tall, they feel invincible, they feel they can do anything. And it is at this point when your self-esteem is high that you want your inner voice or that inner feeling to be heard and seen and acknowledged out in the world. When you're ready for that, you know your self-esteem is high. So I'd like to conclude. In conclusion, I would just like to say, use the 3-stage model I've developed to step your life up to the next phase. When you're ready, I'm here for you. Just remember, reflect, imagine, do, and get your self-esteem back up. A final example of this working is a chiropractor I saw. He had one clinic and he wanted to expand his business, but he was struggling with time. He didn't even have enough time for his family and he constantly felt guilty. We worked on getting his spark back by creating some me time for him where he could rejuvenate. That was just his own time. And we deployed this model and several strategies. By the end of the coaching, he had opened a second chiropractic clinic. He had built in some me time into his week to rejuvenate, and he was spending more quality time with his family. What a great result, and what a great way to live. I want to make that happen for all of you as well. And I always tell my clients, if I've coached you, I want to make sure you are the hottest stuff around town and you're always at your A game. I don't want anybody who I've coached to settle for less, because that would be a reflection on me, and I don't want that. So when you're ready, I'm ready. Come get me. And as a last thought, I'd like to share with you a little 2-minute presentation of a talk I did recently to just show you how much the audience enjoyed it.